No, it's not a kid. It's Nicole's boyfriend.
Alright, well, if you are inviting him over to help you with things, then that's fine. I'm talking about her bringing her kid to work.
So I can't invite...
That shouldn't happen.
I can't invite a kid here?
You shouldn't, no.
Why can't I invite a kid here? If their parents give permission. What?
Because you're an adult. Because you're an adult.
I'm an adult.
Yeah.
Oh, so is there...
A 40-year-old man shouldn't be hanging around with an 11-year-old little boy.
I know it's been a while since I covered Andy, and that was because a lot of the time Andy was in a group home that was controlling his internet access, so he was only able to really write in his community tab with the permission of this group home, and that's really all we had on Andy. It was the time when his mom passed away, and that's when I stopped covering Andy. Well, I decided to look back into him to see what was going on, and oh boy, Andy talking to minors, that was something that I wasn't expecting. Apparently, this all came to light when Andy was playing Fortnite with 2 underage children, and one of the kids were like, yeah, no, this is Andy, he's my friend, you know, no swearing around him. And that was really the video, just showing that Andy was playing with these kids. So it seems that in Andy's videos, the newer videos that I've got caught up on, it seemed that there was a nurse named Nicole. Now, it seems that Nicole was letting her children play with Andy on Fortnite with, you know, no parental supervision, anything like that. Just letting them play with Andy. And apparently Nicole got fired from this group home he is now in, and Andy didn't like that because apparently Nicole was letting her kids go be with Andy while she was working in this group home that Andy is in. Or come and visit Andy. Andy found out that Nicole got fired. He started calling protective services, you know, the whole shebang of they're abusing me, how dare you fire this woman, but also calling the company that Nicole used to work for, Royal RN. So let's get into this video. First video that I am going to show is Andy calling the Royal RN. This is an organization that gives Andy his caseworkers or people to come and help him during his designated hours that he requires help. I should say, quote-unquote help. He was talking to a woman named Jamie about how no one wants to come and help Andy and wants to take care of him. And he was complaining that there was somebody named Zane that was supposed to take care of him, but Zane was like, oh no, I'm here for somebody else. And then Andy starts talking about these kids. And Jamie's like, listen, Andy, it's kind of common sense that a 40-year-old man should not be around children, especially minors. It's common sense, and that's why we're saying that they shouldn't be going to your room.
Hey, Jamie, Andy calling. So, question for you.
What?
So, since you're saying that Nicole was fired for bringing her kid here, why does Jordan bring her to her 3 kids here all the time? And one of them is a baby.
I don't know anything about it, and if that's the case, then we'll have to talk with her.
So, Royal doesn't own these houses. So why and you guys are not allowed to deny a visitor or friendship, right?
It's got nothing to do with who owns the houses. There are employees, so it's employee policy.
So
It's got nothing to do with who owns the house.
So employees can't take clients to their houses either, right?
They shouldn't.
But that's a rule in your policy. But yet you guys allowed Nicole to take me to her house and get paid on Easter.
We can't tell you that you can't go somewhere. You know, you're a free person.
Okay.
If she invited you over there, then that's okay.
So I can invite James, who is Don's father, here for my birthday. I can invite Don here as a visitor.
You can invite whoever you want as a visitor. I'm saying employees cannot bring their kids to work.
But I invited Don, and I invited James here. So I invited them.
All right. But it shouldn't be when she's working. Fine. I'm talking about her bringing her kid to work.
So I can't
That
invite.
shouldn't happen.
I can't invite a kid here.
You shouldn't. No.
Why can't I invite a kid here? If their parents give permission. What?
Because you're an adult. Because you're an adult.
I'm an adult.
Yeah.
Oh, so is
A
there?
40-year-old man shouldn't be hanging around with an 11-year-old little boy.
What's the problem with that?
Because you've got behavioral issues, Andrew.
Yeah,
It's not an appropriate situation.
yeah, I have a disability, but I'm not a danger to anyone like you trying to make me look like.
So do you need anything right now? Because this is on-call emergency line.
Yeah, one more question I have for you. So you're saying that I shouldn't be around children, but then why would Nicole allow me in her own house, knowing my behavior issues and dealing with my meltdowns? And why would she have her children there, especially on Easter and stuff, when she was my caregiver?
Well, I can't speak for what other people are thinking. I don't know what her thought process was there.
Well, I have Nicole has GPS on my phone to keep track of me.
Okay.
Okay? Is that allowed?
Did you give her permission to do that?
Yeah, but you're saying that other things are not allowed?
You're an adult, so if you gave her permission to do that, then that was your choice.
So roommate's allowed to bring his girlfriend here, Eric.
You can have friends there, but they should be adults, not children.
So age is, so you're discriminating against age?
But yes, Andrew, when it has to do with adults and children, yes.
What's the reason?
Because a grown man should not have an 11-year-old boy in his room.
What's the reason for that? If I have supervision, he has supervision.
Because I think it's an inappropriate situation.
Why? If it's inappropriate, why don't you get the police involved?
Because the number one thing you always tell me is that you don't know if you're hot, you don't know if you're cold, you don't know if the place is burning down, you don't have capacity. So how do I know that you have capacity to deal with an 11-year-old child?
Good for Jamie for telling Andy off that, yeah, only adults should be coming to your room. Only adults should be visiting you. Visiting between Andy and a minor is inappropriate. And I love the line that Andy was trying to fight for, saying that, oh, you're discriminating now against age. That's what a lot of predators say when they're trying to tell people about their attraction to younger people or why they are talking to younger people. That, oh, they're being discriminated against because they're younger. Oh, it's all their age, but you don't know that they're so mature. These minors act older than their age. So I like how Jamie stood on business there, that she wasn't letting Andy try to steer the conversation away. She was saying, I'm talking about staff having children at the house. They should not be in that care home while the adult is working. Flipped it out, but in a lot of these videos, Andy is using an AI voice to convey his message when he feels or he needs to pretend that he's more autistic than what he is. At the end of this clip, Jamie would then tell Andy, well, this is an emergency number. If you're not having an emergency, please stop calling us. Well, Andy was like, well, I'm gonna call the police because you're abusing me. Well, he calls the police, and the Erie police don't want to hear from Andy. So the guy who picks up knows Andy, knows all about him, and you can just tell that he is done. Really funny because Andy is trying to say, like, is it illegal for an adult and a kid to hang out, an adult and a minor to hang out? And the police officer is just like, dude, I don't care. I'm not talking about children. I don't care what argument you got into. If you're having problems with people online, talk to a judge. And the cops just, like, keeps telling him that over and over again.
Especially when I have ability to make that decision, and his own dad made that decision too.
Yep, it's not a police matter, sir.
So why is it, why would it be allowed that, why would it be such a bad thing? I mean, if you look up my name...
I have no idea, I don't, sir, it's not a police matter.
Can I ask you a question? I'm Andrew Ditch, my name is. On Reddit...
I know, I've talked to you before, man.
On Reddit, people lie about me, saying I'm a sexual predator and stuff. You're aware of that, right?
Yeah, well, go to the judge and have the judge file charges against those people, but that's not a police matter, sir.
Yeah, and you know I'm not a sexual offender.
Anybody, I don't form my opinion on anybody, sir. I just go by facts.
And you know I'm not a sexual offender, and I have no interest in any of that. I mean, I don't...
Sir, I'm not going to sit here and talk about this, okay? Because I really don't want to talk about sexual offenders. I really don't want to talk about kids, okay?
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about none of that, all right? If you didn't, there's no crime here or nothing, so just go about your business. If they're saying stuff about you, go to the judge and file harassment charges.
Okay, yeah, because it interfered with my health care. Yep, thank you, bye. Awesome. Awesome! That's exactly what I was looking for, because I have no problem understanding with any of this shit. Other than some random person on the internet violated my right to privacy, and so did Royal by taking such complaints.
I love the little crash out that Andy does at the end because the big baby didn't get his way. I love that this police officer said, hey Andy, this isn't a police matter. If you have problems with someone online, take it to a judge, but this is not a police matter. And I love this because we all know that these police officers got all these reports from the Cleveland Police Department, Tonawanda Police Department, and everywhere else Andy has been. They know that Andy's going to cause problems when Andy doesn't get his way, and he's going to run to them to put force on somebody, which the police can't really do. But I want you guys to remember that the police officer here was just saying, hey, I don't judge people. I need factual evidence before I can judge people. That's all the police was saying. Andy's going to take that, and he's going to use this on a call to Jamie, saying that, well, the police say that I'm not a sexual predator. In this clip, the police did not confirm or deny that. The police officer was like, hey, I don't know. If you're having problems with people online, go talk to a judge. This isn't a police matter. The police don't have to get involved in a fight that you had. So after the call with Jamie, Andy's going to go talk with his dad. And here are some clips of Andy talking with his dad. It's going to cover talking about not paying for the rent in this group home that Andy is staying in. And Andy's dad is like, I don't think this is a great idea. I don't think that you should just not pay rent because Nicole is telling you to. Remember, Nicole was just a nurse at this one home that felt really sorry for Andy. She shouldn't be giving him any advice anyways. But Andy is taking it to heart because he's got somebody wrapped around his finger that believes in all this delusional BS that Andy is spewing out.
Sensory issues that causes me to meltdown. So does his own father. So does, his other brother.
I know, Andy.
And Don doesn't swear when playing video games with me because he knows I don't like that.
Yeah.
And he makes sure all of his friends that he plays with, even his own dad that I play with, don't swear around me when I'm playing games. So he's changed the ways that he is with me. So, if anything, he's a danger to me for some of the words that he says.
Yeah.
And one of his friends that he plays with, that he's no longer a friend of because Nicole and his dad took that away, he can't play with him anymore because he was talking very sexual to me, and I found out he was only 12, that kid, and he was talking sexual. He knew words that I didn't even know, and I said, please don't talk like that, when I understood that he was talking about something gross. I said, I'm not into that, buddy, please stop. Yes, some people have some sick minds, even at 12 years old. I don't even know what milk is and stuff like that. Did your dad milk you? Did you get milked yet? And I don't know what that stuff is. And then he told me what it was, and I'm like, dude, you're gross.
Well.
And I told Nicole that and how uncomfortable it made me feel. Because I don't like that stuff.
Yeah.
And that's when Nicole took away that friend of Don's. Because Don shouldn't be around a kid that way either.
Yeah.
But, what am I to know?
I know.
I only went to Nicole about that because Don shouldn't be exposed to that stuff.
Yeah.
So if I'm such a predator, why did I go doing that? Why did I tell on one of Don's friends that was being inappropriate and made me uncomfortable?
Obviously, you're so brainwashed or whatever. A person or anybody will ever get through to you. I understand that.
Yeah, and Dad, one of the things that I was told by my coordinator yesterday, remember, is I never got any eviction notice.
I know you have, and Andy, that's why I think they're playing with you and all this other bullshit.
And
I don't know if I like Nicole's idea of not paying your rent, because if everything backfires, where are you going to go? They got no place to go then.
Yeah, I know, but then at least I have 30 days notice, and I already found a few apartments, Dad.
Oh, well.
And I gave that to my coordinator and Nicole, and both of them, Nicole's going to look into them. So at least I know, even if I don't pay rent for July, okay, I can still stay here. Because it takes 60 to 90 days to get an eviction for non-pay. By that time, I'm gone. That's my plan. I think that's what Nicole's trying to express to you.
But do what you want, Andy.
So,
if it doesn't, if that's on you, you're the one to be punished for that.
Bye, Dad.
Way to start with these clips because there's so much, especially with Andy saying that an 11-year-old is more dangerous to him than he is to an 11-year-old. That he doesn't know any swear words, and he doesn't like when people swear, and he doesn't have any of that gross vocabulary. But dude's in a fetish group on Facebook. Yeah, sure. A diaper lover fetish group. He's in on Facebook. But he's not a danger to kids. Andy has a lot of knowledge and a lot of understanding of how the eviction process works. For somebody who claims that he doesn't understand, that, he needs people to help him understand things. That's why he needs this assistance. And that's why Royal is abusing him. He sure knows a whole bunch about this eviction process, and he sure is capable of finding apartments because he's already found some. It's also very, capable of yourself if you can find your own apartment and then be able to live in it. Because remember, Andy says that Andy can't do basic things. So how is he going to live in an apartment then? Remember, Andy spent all these years trying to get into a group home, and now he can live in an apartment? Such a big surprise that Andy is just faking all of this. So the newest Andy video came out yesterday, June 29th, and Andy calls back Jamie. And Jamie just doesn't want to hear it from Andy anymore. She lays down the law. She goes, Andy, you're calling an emergency number. You don't have an emergency. Stop. This turns into the classic Andy ditch crash out, where Andy hears something that he doesn't like, and someone says something that Andy doesn't like, and then Andy will start going to the, you're abusing me. I love how in this clip that Jamie is not backing down. She's calling Andy out on all of his BS.
Okay, you realize you're an RN and I can sue you. I'm suing you for malpractice. I'm calling a lawyer to sue you for malpractice Monday morning. Okay, you're a nurse and you cannot do this to me. I don't want you to treat me like this anymore, and I want people to stop abusing me and respect my disability.
I don't have the capacity to handle you right now.
What, you're drunk again?
To harass us.
No! I am not harassing you. I'm calling to ask you if you could call in since there's nobody else here, she's willing to come in, she's available, and that's what I'm asking for. I'm not talking to you about anything else. And you're giving me a fucking hard time like you always do. And I don't want to be abused by you anymore. That's why I'm leaving on Friday after this. Because of you and your abuse, and I can't tolerate it.
When people don't tell you what you want to hear, you sit up.
You don't like what I have to hear.
You just can't handle it. That's not abuse. Telling you these conversations.
You know what? Maybe I should have to go to another neighbor and tell him how you're abusing me and neglecting me again.
You're talking over me again, which we're not allowed to do to you, but you're allowed to do to us.
No, I'm asking you, but I have a speech disability, and you don't want to listen to me. You don't like hearing what I'm asking for, and now I'm dysregulated because you're giving me a hard time. You're trying to put me in a box saying I don't need your help and shit.
You're articulating just fine. I understand everything you said.
Then why are you doing this to me? Oh.
No problem communicating.
Hang on, I gotta go get a neighbor to help me with this again. Oh no.
You have no problem communicating.
I don't have any problems, yeah.
If you have an emergency, you can call 911.
I need help with my medicines, and I need help with my shower. I need help.
You know how to open them and take them.
That's not the problem, ma'am. And you know, I'm going to get a neighbor. No, I'm staying on the road. I need to get a neighbor because you're saying I don't need help. And then I'm running away and knowing that's not safe. Because you say I don't need help. You're giving me a hard time like I do every single fucking time with me.
You're just not being told what you want to hear. So
no, you don't want to hear what I'm... No, Jamie, you don't like what I'm hearing. That's why you don't want to deal with me. That's why you give me a hard time, so you pass me on to someone else. And you know what? I'm sick of how you treat me. Because I don't want to be upset when I ask for help.
Andrew.
And you're not even following my speech therapist or occupational therapist orders. You don't even want to give me the help I need. You just want to control what you think you want.
But if you're just doing this for another one of your little videos that you like...
No, I'm not. You're doing it to bully me, and I don't want you to bully me.
Why, Andrew? Because I'm just being factual with you.
No, you're not.
You don't want to hear. That's not bullying. That's code reaction.
Hang on, we need to call my doctor. Hang on, stay on the phone. You're making... Hang on, we need to call my doctor. Hang on. No, we're going to put you on 3 with my doctor.
I'm a real fan of Jamie right now, and I love the banger line that she said to Andy, that I don't have the capacity to deal with you, and I love how she called him out, that he has capacity. He knows and he understands everything. He's acting like he doesn't know how to do it. Like saying, oh, I'm going to sue you. You're a nurse. I'm going to sue you for malpractice, and I'm going to call a lawyer on Monday. And she called him out for it. She goes, well, you know what you're doing? You have capacity for that. My heart goes out to all the workers and nurses that Andy's had to fucking harass over the years, because Jamie is right. When Andy doesn't get his way, he starts harassing people. He starts saying that they're abusing him. And the other thing that really shows that Andy has capacity is this video. It's a video of Andy screen recording his phone call, but we get to see his search history, and he's looking up low-income houses. He's looking up gaming PCs. He is doing a lot more than what he claims he can do, that he has this mental limitation, so he can't do this, but he's just proving to all of us again and again that Andy is a faker. I didn't know where to put this, but since I'm wrapping up the video, I did want to say that the Reddit did find some warrants that were in Cleveland for Andy because of his shenanigans in Cleveland. So that is all the updates that we have on Andy so far. It is going to be very interesting because more than likely Andy will find really low income houses, but it will just be funny if Andy had to go into a homeless ark. But I hope you guys did enjoy the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.